Right, we're live. So this is probably going to be the first of many videos that I do live. This is just a fun one to start it off, especially with the CrossFit Games coming up. I'm just going to go over my top 10 picks for the CrossFit Games with the girls with the Heat One app. So if you haven't already downloaded the Heat One app, it allows you kind of pick your top 10 who you think is going to end up top 10 on the weekend. You can also do your event win picks as well, and you can get together with a group of mates and decide who's going to win each event. It's pretty cool. So it's really good that CrossFit finally has something like this. So let's get into it. 10th place. I'll start 10th. Go to first. I've picked Paige Powers. She came off a really good win at Wodapalooza. I don't really know much more about her other than she obviously does the Mayhem programming. She's in the Mayhem camp, which is really cool. So obviously she's in a really good group crowd. That's really awesome. Honestly, just haven't looked much more into her, but I'm sure she's going to have a good games. Some of the events look pretty good for her so far. Moving on to 9th, I've picked Ellie Turner. Not really sure how she's going to go this year. She obviously won Touring Pro. She kind of went up against some pretty good competition Touring Pro, obviously missing some of the bigger names like Tia and Cara, but she still performed really well. Obviously, again, training with the champ under the guidance of Adam Knife, which is really cool. Hopefully, after she's had her first year at the games, she's going to sink into it, find her feet a bit, and get some more event wins. She's one of those people that can just hit those home run events real easy. Maybe 1 or 2 event wins, hopefully. That'd be really cool to see. Moving up list, 8th place, I've put Emma Carey. Yeah, just interesting to see how she goes there. I think she's got a lot of potential to be in the mix of the top 10. So hopefully she can back that up. Again, one of those athletes I haven't paid too much attention to, but I know she's kind of in that fringe. Obviously performing really well at the semi-finals as well. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes. Moving up, 7th place, I've picked Amanda Barnhart. Kind of being in the HWPO training camp now, I think she's learning a lot from not only Matt, but the whole training group that she's with. I think it's going to really benefit her really well. She had a pretty good showing at semi-finals, and what I've seen from the HWPO stuff, she's looking really strong. So it's going to be really cool to see where she kind of fits in. I think 7th place is pretty good for her, but I think she has potential to finish higher as well. Moving up to 6th is Emma Lawson, again another young competitor. We've seen a bit of her in the last couple of years, obviously moving into the open category, same time as Mel, and making a stamp, getting some pretty good event finishes. In the past semi-final, she performed very well. So again, it'll be interesting to see how she goes. And again, she's one of those athletes where I think could finish higher than where I put her, which is 6th. But we'll just got to see what comes out. Hopefully, she's been training his weaknesses. All right, getting into the top 5. So these are my top 5 picks from the CrossFit Games this year that I've picked on the Heat One app. So 5th place, Annie Thorsdottir. Right, obviously she's got the history behind her. She's been around for years and years and years. Coming back off last year's team finishing, where I don't think she was quite satisfied with where the team finished, which is totally understandable. They were picked to be one of the top teams and didn't really make it there. So I think she's still got a bit more to prove, not just with her, but to her whole training crew, which will be really cool to see. Obviously, we know like she's got the ability to win the games. She's done it before. She's had the ability to podium. So we'll see where she finishes out this year. Number 4, I've put Alex Kazan. I know she's been working hard for this. All right. Looking at the videos coming out of the Underdogs camp, seeing how fired up she is and how Justin's treating her, I think she's got a lot of potential to get, again, some event wins. She's good. She's great at the things she's good at. Listening to Justin, he reckons it's going to be between her and Laura for that alpaca event, which I believe. Her legless rope climbs are insane. Saw a video of her doing the weighted legless, which is even more insane. So I'm backing her to be up there. I reckon if she wanted to, she could push for podium. But I think top 10, just being in the top 10 is really good for her. All right, now my number 3 pick. This is very controversial to a lot of people around me. I've said this is a very bold statement. I think Katrin will be in 3rd place in the weekend. Again, 2-time fittest woman on earth. She's had that podium finish multiple years. consecutive years as well. She's obviously a great athlete, and now she's working with HWPO. I think the potential for her to hit some really good workouts. I think with what's been released already, we're seeing some really good workouts for her. And again, having that HWPO camp behind her, all those people backing her, I think she's been fired up. I think we're going to see a different catch from this year. Second place, I've put Danielle Brandon. Um, she's fiery. Looking at the videos coming out Brute, you can tell how fired up she is. You can see her training. She's in this right environment with a good mix of guys and girls that are pushing her every day. The coaching crew there is amazing. They know their shit. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes there. I think she'll be on the podium for sure. I think there's a couple girls I'm like, yeah, they'll be there. All right, moving on to first place. Before we get there, some honourable mentions that I have missed out. Top 10, this is my only opinion, but I know there's some other girls out there that could potentially be in there. Gabrielle Magala being one. I think she definitely has potential to be in top 10. I just don't know much about her, so I haven't put her in there. It's just my personal opinion. Ariel Lowen as well with Jamie Simmons. I think those are a couple of athletes where I think they could finish higher, but I was only allowed 10, so I kind of had to cut some people and I felt really bad. And I'll really be interested to see how some of the rookies do, like Abigail Demont, how do you say her name? Yeah, and Sydney Wells. Be interesting to see how she goes. But my number one pick, if you haven't guessed already, Laura Horvath. She's been there consecutively. The girls that beat her last year are not there now. I think another year under her belt being with Ben Smith at Krypton has really helped her. I think and I hope that these events are lining up well for her. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. What you think your top 10 going to be? Who's your podium going to be? Yeah, play along with Heat 1.